Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. Whispers have been circulating in the baseball world for weeks, but now the chatter is gaining real weight. Mike Trout and Pete Alonso, two of the brightest stars in Major League Baseball, are reportedly set to join forces with the Los Angeles Dodgers. The mere thought of this pairing has already sent shockwaves through fan circles and social media alike, with supporters and skeptics alike weighing in on what could become one of the most formidable duos in modern baseball history. Trout, a perennial MVP candidate and the face of the Angels for over a decade, has been linked to several teams recently, yet the Dodgers' rumored involvement adds a level of excitement that feels almost too surreal to believe. Alonso, known for his power-hitting prowess and the ability to turn a game on its head with a single swing, complements Trout's all-around excellence, making this potential lineup addition a dream scenario for any team. Insiders suggest that the front office in Los Angeles has been quietly maneuvering behind the scenes, exploring financial leeway and strategic trades to make room for both superstars in a single roster. The Dodgers, already a powerhouse, could redefine offensive dominance if this pairing comes to fruition, turning every matchup into a spectacle for fans worldwide. Sources close to the negotiations hint at a blend of contract structuring and incentive-laden deals designed to appeal to both Trout and Alonso, whose individual market values have skyrocketed over the past seasons. While Trout's legacy as a cornerstone of the Angels is undeniable, whispers indicate that personal ambitions and the allure of a championship-caliber team may have swayed his thoughts toward Los Angeles. Alonso, whose New York tenure has been defined by consistent slugging and an ever-growing fan base, reportedly sees this move as a chance to cement himself in history alongside an icon like Trout. Analysts speculate that the Dodgers' approach might involve creative trade packages, perhaps moving veteran pieces or prospects in order to balance the payroll. But nothing is set in stone. Social media reactions have ranged from disbelief to ecstatic speculation, with fans crafting mock lineups and imagining the kind of historic numbers this duo could produce in a single season. Meanwhile, commentators are already debating how opposing pitchers will adjust and whether the MLB hierarchy will have to brace for a shift in power dynamics across divisions. The rumor mill is heating up, and every snippet of insider chatter adds fuel to the fire, making this one of the most talked-about potential moves in recent baseball history. The timing of this rumored acquisition is also generating intrigue. The MLB offseason, known for dramatic signings and high-stakes trades, seems like the perfect backdrop for a blockbuster like Trout and Alonso. Observers point out that the Dodgers' recent strategy has favored blending experienced talent with emerging stars, and adding these two names would not only strengthen the lineup, but also send a psychological message to the rest of the league. Questions abound regarding chemistry, clubhouse dynamics, and how two alpha personalities will coexist in a roster that already boasts a depth of talent. Yet, speculation suggests that Trout's leadership and Alonso's fiery competitiveness could forge a dynamic synergy rather than tension, potentially inspiring teammates to elevate their own performance. Internally, Dodgers executives are reportedly discussing rotation adjustments, batting order configurations, and defensive shifts to maximize the impact of this duo. The mere planning around such a move, even if still in rumor territory, has analysts theorizing about MVP races, home run chases, and potential records being shattered. Fans are already dreaming of moments where Trout steals a base and Alonso follows up with a moonshot, creating highlight reels that could dominate sports media for months. While nothing has been confirmed publicly, whispers suggest that contract negotiations could hinge on opt-out clauses, performance incentives, and the promise of postseason contention. Trout's camp, in particular, is said to be weighing the intangible benefits of a Dodgers jersey, including market exposure, championship potential, and proximity to Los Angeles' media spotlight. Alonso's situation is equally complex. Leaving New York would be monumental, yet the allure of forming a historic partnership might outweigh sentimental attachments. Rumor-based projections already envision a lineup with Trout leading off, utilizing his exceptional on-base skills, and Alonso anchoring the middle with devastating power. Such a combination could force opposing managers into unprecedented strategies, constantly adjusting pitchers and defensive alignments to counterbalance their dual threat. Meanwhile, fantasy leagues and betting markets are reportedly reacting to the rumor, with speculative odds adjusting almost daily. As discussions supposedly advance behind closed doors, the baseball world is bracing for an announcement that could redefine offseason expectations and potentially reshape the balance of power in the National League. The ripple effect of Trout and Alonso joining the Dodgers could extend far beyond the field. Merchandising, ticket sales, and brand partnerships are already being imagined by industry insiders, with the potential for a media frenzy comparable to the largest sports acquisitions in history. Young fans, in particular, are captivated by the idea of seeing two generational talents in one uniform, possibly inspiring a surge in youth participation and engagement with baseball. Analysts, while cautious, admit that the narrative practically writes itself. The veteran superstar bringing years of consistency, paired with the younger slugger whose home run capabilities are unmatched. Even rival teams are reportedly reevaluating their off-season strategies, contemplating defensive shifts, bullpen depth, and counter signings to compete with a suddenly supercharged Dodgers roster. If the rumors prove true, history may remember this offseason not just for individual deals, but for a seismic moment in baseball lore where two iconic players converged on one franchise, igniting debates, fantasies, and expectations that will dominate conversations for seasons to come. Of course, skepticism remains. MLB insiders caution that nothing is final until contracts are signed and medicals cleared. Complexities like salary cap considerations, player options, and potential trade partner cooperation could all disrupt the deal. Yet, the very fact that credible sources hint at the possibility has transformed speculation into near obsession across forums, podcasts, and sports news outlets. The narrative is evolving in real time, with every new tidbit being dissected by fans and analysts alike. From mock highlight reels imagining Trout and Alonso in tandem to statistical projections modeling their combined output, the rumor alone is shaping the landscape. Whether or not the Dodgers ultimately secure both stars, the mere suggestion has created a fever pitch, underscoring how a single potential move can dominate the imagination of an entire sport. As the offseason unfolds, all eyes remain glued to Los Angeles, waiting for confirmation, denial, or perhaps the next twist in a story that could define baseball's narrative for years. Speculation about Trout and Alonso's impact on the Dodgers doesn't stop at the diamond. Analysts are already painting scenarios that border on the fantastical. Imagine the implications for the National League West, where pitching rotations and defensive alignments might be forced into complete overhauls just to contend with this potential duo. Trout's ability to get on base consistently, combined with Alonso's raw power, creates a synergy that could redefine scoring dynamics, turning every game into a high-stakes spectacle. Sports statisticians are reportedly running models that suggest a combined OPS and WAR never before seen, raising debates about whether this pairing could challenge historical records in a single season. Even veteran managers across the league are quietly recalculating strategy, considering how to pitch around Trout without giving Alonso favorable matchups, or vice versa, knowing that any misstep could result in highlight reel moments that dominate broadcasts. Rumors hint that the Dodgers coaching staff is already exploring lineup permutations, bullpen management tweaks, and defensive shifts that would maximize the duo's contributions while keeping the rest of the roster engaged and balanced. This rumor alone has sparked a frenzy of hypothetical debates, with fans creating endless scenarios where Trout steals a base only for Alonso to immediately respond with a tape measure homer, encapsulating the kind of synergy that could electrify every corner of the sport. Off-field ramifications are also impossible to ignore. Industry insiders speculate that merchandise sales would skyrocket if the duo officially joins the Dodgers, from jerseys to collectibles, fueling a commercial phenomenon. Social media has erupted with fan art, memes, and viral clips imagining the Trout Alonso era, signaling a cultural moment that transcends sports and taps into mainstream attention. Ticket demand is already rumored to be surging in anticipation of the announcement, with season passes potentially becoming the most sought-after commodity in professional sports. Sponsorship and endorsement deals are likewise being quietly discussed as brands scramble to align with what could be one of the most marketable duos in baseball history. Analysts point out that the combination of Trout's veteran status and Alonso's rising stardom creates an irresistible narrative, blending legacy with peak performance potential. Even casual fans, previously only peripherally interested, are reportedly drawn into debates and speculation, transforming the rumor into a viral cultural event. The Dodgers, if successful, could leverage this momentum not just on the field, but in shaping a global sports narrative, reinforcing Los Angeles' dominance both in baseball and in sports entertainment. The psychological aspect of this potential pairing cannot be understated. Trout and Alonso, both possessing distinct leadership styles and competitive fire, are rumored to have already discussed how their skill sets could complement rather than conflict. Sources suggest that internal conversations have touched on mentoring younger players, creating accountability in the clubhouse, and ensuring that individual accolades don't overshadow collective success. The Dodgers, known for cultivating a strong team culture, reportedly see this potential union as an opportunity to elevate everyone around them, with the duo setting a standard for professionalism, preparation, and performance. Rivals are said to be bracing for this impact, with opposing players acknowledging that facing both Trout and Alonso in succession could be psychologically daunting, forcing pitchers into a constant state of tension and tactical recalibration. Coaches, meanwhile, are theorizing about how to structure games to exploit weaknesses in opposing lineups while leveraging the strengths of this rumored super duo. Even commentators, who typically focus on narrative rather than speculation, are noting that if true, this pairing could inspire a generational shift in how lineups are constructed, challenging the status quo and potentially redefining what it means to build a super team in modern baseball. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Fan reactions, as expected, are a mix of disbelief, ecstasy, and strategic debate. Across online forums and social media platforms, discussions range from playful hypotheticals, like imagining Trout stealing second base immediately followed by an Alonso moonshot, to serious statistical projections examining potential home run totals and RBI combinations. Fantasy baseball leagues are reportedly reacting preemptively, with managers attempting to draft around the possibility of both players in Los Angeles, even before contracts are signed. Some skeptics question the feasibility, citing payroll limitations, injury risks, and the logistical challenge of integrating two star players into an already deep roster. Yet the rumor's persistence has created an atmosphere of anticipation and tension, reminiscent of historic sports moments where the mere possibility of a trade or signing dominated headlines. Analysts suggest that whether the move materializes or not, the conversation alone has already shifted offseason priorities across the league, forcing teams to reconsider pitching strategies, bullpen management, and even the psychological preparation required to compete against such formidable talent. Behind closed doors, Dodgers executives are reportedly navigating a labyrinth of financial, strategic, and contractual considerations. Trout's potential buyout clauses, Alonso's option years, and the need to maintain roster flexibility are said to be central in ongoing discussions. Sources hint at the exploration of creative trade packages, including prospects and veteran players, designed to make this dual acquisition feasible without compromising team depth. Meanwhile, the front office is balancing competitive ambition with the delicate politics of player relations and fan expectations, recognizing that securing such stars would elevate the franchise's profile, but also create pressure for immediate success. Rumor has it that private meetings with agents have been both formal and informal, with the Dodgers quietly signaling their vision for a historic partnership. As these negotiations allegedly progress, every insider tip, tweet, or offhand remark becomes fodder for speculation, fueling a cycle of rumor and analysis that keeps fans, media, and competitors in a heightened state of anticipation. The potential announcement is being treated almost like a cultural event, where the ripple effects may extend well beyond the baseball diamond. Ultimately, the Trout Alonso saga, real or imagined, illustrates the intoxicating power of speculation in modern sports. Even as uncertainty remains, the collective imagination of fans, analysts, and the media has transformed a rumor into a living narrative, one that shapes perceptions, influences strategy, and defines expectations. Should the Dodgers succeed in assembling this duo, they would not only redefine their own competitive prospects, but also potentially alter the trajectory of Major League Baseball itself, inspiring comparisons to historic lineups, legendary partnerships, and game-changing acquisitions. The very discussion surrounding this move has created anticipation, debate, and excitement that transcends ordinary off-season chatter, signaling a moment where speculation meets possibility in a way that few sports stories ever achieve. Until confirmation arrives, the baseball world watches, debates, and dreams, caught in the electrifying potential of a Trout and Alonso Dodgers era, a chapter that, rumor or reality, has already begun to leave its mark on the sport's history. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.